welcome back. Still playing with this. See how much we get done. Try and get as much done as I can again, but probably not as much as I would hope to get done. Let's see how we get on. As I said in the intro, I've tried to get as much done as I can on this, but I'll be honest, it's been a really hectic week. I'll show you the video why. I just haven't gotten as much done. It is good news though, positive steps forward and all that jazz. So what I've been doing, as you know, when I left off last time, I believe I had the part of the chassis leg made. It's flash rust through. I'll rub off more of that. Part of the chassis leg made. It just needed finishing off forming and bending, but I couldn't do that because basically there was more rot inside there than I thought. Once I've started digging in and peeling back the layers, it's just been layer after layer and layer of rot. So what we've done is just done it off camera because there's no real point in sort of doing this with you guys. There we go. So what I've done, I've just repaired the rust, so we've put a new corner back on there because that was rotted through. Chopped this corner of the sill out purely just to get it out of my way, because once I lay this splash guard in, I'm not going to be able to get into there to cut that out. So I've marked that up and cut it where I need to be with that. I've repaired this lip all the way back down and repaired a hole in there as well, which I had. So this leaves me now with, I believe I need to make the splash guard next, which will actually lay underneath the chassis leg a little bit down to about here, and then I can lay the chassis leg over the top of it. Now I know I said in the last video that I'd done this side different. I was going to do this side different to the other side, but not. The other side I just didn't chop back as far as into that layer, so the other side is still correct, and this side's being repaired correct as well. So the whole car's being basically repaired. The best way I could describe a job like this is basically just when you take it apart, don't just hack out with a grinder, because then you can't see what order sheets are stacked in. Best thing you can do, what I've found to do, is take it off in the layers, so you know exactly how the thing's put together. I'll be honest, I've learned quite a bit about this, how they're designed and built. They're shit. Peel it back in layers, and then when you're repairing them, you can literally just repair them back in layers, and it's actually a hell of a lot easier process, because all you're doing is just repairing flat sheets of metal rather than trying to build complex shapes and stuff. So that's all repaired and cut back there. What I'm going to do next is, might get it done in this video, I might not, I don't know, is start forming the splash guard for this side. Get the bead roll down here, because there's a bead roll just on this edge and a bead roll across there, and hopefully all going to plan. I would like to have this welded in this episode, but time constraints and all that, you just don't know how it's going to pan out. So let's see how we get on. And there we have it. After a whole heap of beating brain, pounding, rolling, standing on it into shape, we're got about the curve that we need inside there. Obviously by the time I trim the edges off that aren't needed, ignore that was actually up there, it was the last couple of beats that knocked it out. By the time I've trimmed up the corners that aren't needed, that should be a little bit more pliable again, just to get it into the right shape. And I'll just obviously drill it for the spots all the way around that I need to, and then I'll just spot them one at a time and just push it into shape all the way around. So sometimes in life when you're doing things and you know, and you stop halfway through and you're like, that's way too easy. Generally 9 times out of 10 turns out you've messed up and made a complete mistake and had to start again. This is not one of them occasions. Not to blow my own trumpet, but my plate making skills are getting better. So that was first try, first cut, and we're in. I'm happy with that. All the lines are near enough. Just a little bit of fettling here and there to get it to work. All I'm going to do now is just bead roll, finish this bead in down here, just finished that off, and there's a bead that needs to come across here as well to match the other side. But other than that, once that's done, a little bit of fettling and shaping, but you can see we're not a million miles off all the little contact points up the inside there. Once I get this corner done, I'll heat this up and just beat this corner into submission to bring it down over underneath, and then the new chassis leg can continue on along this line over and inside there and around and onto there. So I'm absolutely over the moon with that, but I think we're going to call it a day on this one now. So this week, this happened. Check out them bad boys there. Oh. So again, like I say, I didn't get quite as much done as I planned on doing, purely because I've been busy doing other things. This week I have been and collected a full interior, including a pair of sun visors. Now the only wear on this interior, the interior is actually mint. If you look, the only wear on the interior is that one bit of bolster wear, which is actually just through the cloth. It hasn't actually broke through the second layer yet, so I'll get that repaired before I put it back in. The only other thing I've noticed as well is a tiny little fag burn in the base on the little side of the back seat. However, I have a spare set of covers there. I'll try and whack them through the washing machine and just see if I can get them clean. Then I'll just recover that one seat and hopefully come up with a mint interior. But as you can see from a little stash of parts, we're getting there slowly. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I haven't gotten as far as I wanted to this week. That was effectively a day's trip to go and get that interior. But I'm over the moon because that's the main part of it there. I'm just stuck for a couple more little bits and pieces now. Put the interior back together again. And this was the other thing that happened for them that have been following on social media. Will have seen this. This was a trip down to Sheffield. Now I am over the moon with this wing. A few little scabby bits here and there. Nothing major to cry about. Absolutely cheap as chips. Let's put it this way. It actually cost us more to go and get the wing, to collect it, than what it did to actually buy them. But I mean, that's probably the most complete I've seen the car since I've had it. So we're making steps. Also, did I mention it was actually a pair of wings that I went to get? Like I say, absolutely cheap as chips. However, this one's not so clever. There's a... where is it? There's a ding in it, I noticed somewhere there. There's a ever such a slight ripple in it there. You can just see it, but that's not the main problem. We've got that. And that. Now, I did contemplate fixing it. I think it could be fixed, to be fair. But that was all a trip down to Sheffield. However, then this happened. So, trip down to Birmingham. We have, ignore that bit, there's a story to that. We have a new unpainted pattern wing. However, it's a lovely old bloke that sold it, wearing a mask, goes by the name of Turpin, first name Dick. Yeah, clearly does not have a clue how to store panels. He's obviously just chucked it into the back of his thing. I'll put up a quick picture here of the inside of his unit, so you can see there just what it's like. Now this guy is advertising these wings on Gumtree at the beautiful price of £60 each. However, he lured me down to Birmingham with the promise of a pair of wings for the right old price of £150. Now £60 a wing, £60 a wing does not come to £150 for a pair of wings. However, at a pair of brand new pattern wings, I thought £150, it's worth a gamble. So all the way down to Birmingham nightmare messaging this bloke backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. You know, when you get just that one word answer and it doesn't actually give you any form of detail, so you're thinking all the way there, it might be there, it might not be there. Now bear in mind, Birmingham's about a 4.5 hour drive away from me each way, so that's a fair trip to get these. So decide to go down anyway and get them, only to be informed he can only find one wing, which I can have for £75. Now I said to him, your wings are advertised at 60 quid, mate. £75 is not 60 quid. His answer to that was basically, do you want it or not? So I had to take it. So anyway, long story short, I took the wing. Only once I've gotten back and inspected the wing, I found there's dings and bangs and all sorts in it. So hopefully, my body guy, John, good lad, hopefully John's going to be able to knock these back out for us. So that's a pair of wings and the interior I've gotten this week as well. So I feel as though it's been a productive week. Result. So I think I'm going to call it a day on that one. I call it a day on this now. Saturday afternoon later on, I would kind of like a little bit of weekend to myself. So I'm going to knock it on the head now. Go home, get this thing edited. Hopefully, touch wood, that should leave as my Sunday that I do generally like as a family day. So absolutely over the moon with that. I'll get that welded up next week. Hopefully, touch wood. I know I keep promising this. By the next video that you see, hopefully the chassis leg will be done and this splash guard will be done. So that corner there will be effectively done. Next piece I'll tackle will be the other side of this chassis leg where it's kind of rotted through. So that's looks like quite a straightforward job, but I'm under no illusions. Once I dig into it, it'll probably not be. So what I'll do is I'm going to dress this up now. Well, I'll call it a day for today. What I'll do before I go home tonight, though, I'll put some what I'll do today before I go home, I'll put some crust on, just some rust converter on, just to convert any bits of sort of surface rust that are in there, just so it doesn't get any worse than it already is. So yeah, if you've made it through this far, congratulations, you've withstood my presence on your telly, on your phone, wherever, whatever device you might be watching this on. I would like to thank you all for watching. Motivation again in the comments, and I'm getting more and more comments as the subscribers are growing, of encouragement, which is again, it's all fueling the motivation. I can't wait for this thing to be done, honestly. Like, time the trim's in, this is on and that's on. It's gonna be lush. But yeah, thanks to all the new subscribers. Without you guys, it's not really well. Without you guys, the channel wouldn't be possible. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Thanks for watching.